Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Annabelle, to those who are new to this channel, and to those who've always been there, hello, welcome back. So today's video is about 5 things I love about Germany. Last week I posted a 5 things I hate about Germany, and then I was thinking, before the Germans are killing me with go back to your country if you hate it like this, and why are you here, what are you doing in Germany, just go back. Let me just post some good things about this country. And like I said on my previous video, there are always advantages and disadvantages about any country. Wherever you go, guys, you always have advantages. You always find advantages and disadvantages about a country. And so last week I posted the disadvantages about Germany, and today I'm posting the advantages about this country. So if you want to find out what are these 5 things I love about this country, just stick around, don't go away. Who else is ready? Who else is ready? Who else is ready? Without wasting much of our time, let's start this video, guys. The first thing that we want to talk about, of course, is the language. German language is very funny, guys, and I love it. It's a bit complicated. I know it's not easy to learn, but when you learn it, or when you're in the process of learning it, you realize how funny it is, and you'll definitely love it. So let me just say something auf Deutsch. Ja. Ich bin die Annabelle, ich bin 28 Jahre alt und ich wohne in Deutschland seit 4 Jahren, also fast 4 Jahre. Es wird erst 4 Jahre im September. Hey, I hope you understood something. So I'll start by the simple things. I mean, in English, we only have the table, the window, and the light. But in German, they have 3 different things, like der Tisch, die Lampe, und das Fenster. It's totally different things, right? And then in English, we only have you, and like you can address 2-3 different people with you. You can eat it. Let's say it's the bread or it's the egg lying somewhere there, and then you can just say, no, you can eat the bread, you can eat it, right? But in Germany, like you can't just say it, you can eat it. You have to differentiate it into 3 different stages. It's du kannst das essen, you can eat it, talking to someone you know. Ihr könnt das essen, you can eat it, talking to many people. Man kann das essen, meaning it is eatable in general. So there are 3 different things in one you. And then there's the other thing, like Germans have a different way of doing things. They put the words into one big word, like they join the words and make it one big word. For example, Donaudampfschiff fahrt Kapitän Smuts. Donaudampfschiff fahrt Kapitän Smuts. This word only is talking about a head of the ship, of the ship's captain, like the driver. It's just talking about the head of the driver, but look how long it is. Isn't this funny, guys? Like, yeah, the German language is really hard to learn, but also very funny, and yeah, I just love it. The second thing that we want to talk about is diversity. I think Germany is very diverse. It's very multicultural auf Deutsch. It has a lot of nationalities, different people from different countries, like people from all around Africa. My best friend is actually Kenyan, and people from Romania, Poland, yeah, like all these different countries around the world. There are also Americans or people from Great Britain, something like this. And then one thing I like about this is that German offers also or allows people to celebrate also their cultures here. For example, in Germany we have African Festival that is celebrated every year in summer. I mean, Africans are allowed to celebrate their culture as a continent in Germany. I don't think every country does that, but I think this is beautiful about this country. And then there is also Torwood, a festival that allows each and every country to represent their food or sell their food, like to bring people together. And I think this makes it so fascinating, so beautiful, that people can actually come together and do something together, present their food, present whatever they have from their countries. And yeah, I think this is really beautiful. And then there are also churches. Also, there's an Ethiopian church. Like, Ethiopians are allowed to have their own church here. There are also Muslims, like their Muslim mosque, like their churches. They are also allowed to build their churches. And I think that makes it also so diverse. Like, it has everyone from everywhere. Like, there are Turkish supermarkets, there are Asian supermarkets, there are African supermarkets, which shows how diverse it is. Like, how open. I don't know how I can explain, but I think this is fascinating. It makes it so unique as a country, that it can actually allow these different people to just come in and live in and integrate and just be part of it, and still be allowed to celebrate their cultures within this country. Being able to celebrate your culture in a different country gives you this feeling of being home. Like, when you go to an African festival and you're meeting this whole bunch of Africans from all over Africa, it's just, yeah, you feel at home. Like, when you're meeting people that you can actually speak the same language, like talk about the same things, makes you really feel like, yeah, I'm at home right now. So this makes Germany a beautiful country. The third thing that we want to talk about, of course, is food. Food is very important. I'm sure everyone, when you're coming into a new place, you have to check whether you can actually go with the food or not. And I think the German kitchen is really, really good. They have Käsespätzle. This is a special type of pasta that is made more like macaroni cheese, but it's a different pasta. It's not really macaroni, but yeah, this is, it's served with fried onions. And then they also have schnitzel. I'm sure you're probably wondering what in the world is schnitzel. Schnitzel is a type of meat coated with eggs and fried on the pan, coated with eggs and breadcrumbs or anything, and then you fry it in the pan. I think it's really tasting good. And then the other thing that I appreciate about the Germany as a country is that it also allows people from different parts of the world to come in and build their restaurants. Like, you can find a Chinese restaurant, you can find an Italian restaurant, you can find an Asian restaurant. Like, they are also curious in trying out all these different kitchens. I mean, if Germans themselves were not supporting these people, these restaurants would be closed by now. You cannot talk about German kitchen without talking about Kartoffeln, potatoes. German love potatoes. Like, you can make a menu, like, every day when they are eating, there's always a potato. Es gibt inzwischen Kartoffeln-Semmel, like a potato bread. So Germans are well known for potatoes, and they are whole different types of bread. I think they have 1,000 different types of bread and buns, like, you know. So there's I'll give you a few examples about these menus. They have a typical Bayern menu of Blaukraut mit Schweinebraten und Salzkartoffeln. And then they also have another one with a Spinat und Salzkartoffeln oder Eier. It's also spinach with potatoes and eggs. And then they also have a Bratkartoffeln, like fried potatoes. And then they also have Pommes, of course, like potato chips. Germans and bread and potatoes, you never go wrong if you love potatoes to visit this place. Try their britze. They're well known. I think it's worldwide known. Their britze. It's more of I'll show you a picture here. A britze. Very typical Butter britze. Germans and bread, best friends. The fourth thing that we want to talk about is, of course, the German education system. I think Germans have a very unique education system. I mean, you don't pay anything from primary level to high school. It's for free, guys. I mean, it's for free. You just find a place and send your child to school without having to pay anything. Where on earth do you find such luxury? But then when you're going to university, or when you are going to do an apprenticeship or something to study a certain course, you have to pay a certain amount. But I mean, it doesn't pay your parent, it doesn't cost your parents' whole pay. You know, it's not like you're taking a credit to go to university. It's actually very affordable. And I think for Germans themselves, I think they only have to buy the material and pay the flat rent at university level. They are not really paying much compared to America or to where I come from, compared to Zimbabwe. Like, the education system, guys, here is very super. It's very good. They have many schools for disabled children. Like, I work in one of them, and like the disabled children are separated from the normal children, so that, because it's actually difficult to have them together. And I think it's very good for Germany to offer such a system where they can identify to each other and help each other according to their differences and their difficulties that they face. There are also different schools, maybe for people who are blind, only for people who can't really hear, like problems with hearing. And people with Lernbehinderung, people with who are slow learners or something like this. They call this Sonderschule, like special schools. So they're separated from normal schools in this way. Although there is a big discussion at the moment within the Germans, whether is it okay to have the disabled on their own schools or not. Like, there's this topic that is going on about inclusion, where they want to bring the disabled with the normal kids together. Whether it's a good thing or not a good thing, it can be a topic for another day. So let's move to the next point. The last thing that we want to talk about today is infrastructure. What are we talking about? Like, infrastructure, I think it's a big word. We are talking about things like roads, schools, water system, network system, or electricity. I think Germany as a country is very perfect, if I might say, when it comes to these things. Like, there are no potholes on their roads. The roads are very smooth and they are always updated. Like, they are always building Baustelle everywhere, rebuilding roads or repairing roads or something like this. And then the most interesting things about roads is that they have a place that they have types of roads that are called Autobahn. Autobahn is one of those high streets where you can, in some parts of Autobahns, you can actually, there's no speed limit. You can drive for as fast as you want on the left lane. Nobody's going to ask you anything. Yeah, I don't think this is everywhere in the world, but I think Germany is special about this. And then when it comes to electricity and water, I think, this is not a topic to talk about. They have all these things, like they don't have to run out of electricity because of whatever, I don't know, like where I come from, where we usually have really problems with electricity. And when it comes to network, I think every household owns, like they are connected, they have a Wi-Fi connection or anything. Like, this is actually not really a topic because it's actually working perfectly. And I think this is one of the things why I love Germany. You don't really have to worry about internet connection. You don't really have to worry about electricity and water. And I don't think everyone in the world has this privilege of having water and electricity and internet where they are. And then talking about schools, they also have schools, I mean, everywhere on these towns and everything. Kids don't have to walk very far or to drive very far for schools. It all depends. Maybe if you're looking for a special school, like a disabled, a school for the disabled, it won't be in every city, obvious, because it's not really a big percentage of kids who are disabled. Maybe then you can talk about driving far away, or when you want maybe a private school, obvious, it won't be in any city. And then for this, for such special schools, maybe you have to drive away. But they have really everything organized in a very perfect way. When it comes to this, like I said before, with education system, schools, it's just working perfectly. I really appreciate Germany for this. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.